Hello and welcome back. Today I thought I would do an instructional game. I'm gonna teach you how to play Tetris 2, and you may be looking at the screen here and seeing that it says Tetris. There's no 2 on there. There's no 2 anywhere to be found, and that's true. And the reason for that is because Tetris 2 is a strange beast, and we're gonna need to make a little trip before we get there. So I can properly explain how it works. Don't worry, it won't take long. We're going to start out with Tetris because Tetris 2 has some things has some things in common with the original Tetris. Obviously, it's in the name, and we'll go from there. I'm going to assume that most people know how to play Tetris. Tetris has been around since at least around 1989, and it's available for everything. Literally everything with a screen will play Tetris at this point. So I'm not going to go super in depth on it, and really, there's not that much to there's not that much to it. I keep skipping the demo here because we're gonna go ahead and hit start. We'll pick music type 1, A type. The only difference between A type and B type is A type goes forever, or at least until you can't keep up anymore. B type, you have to go for a certain you have to clear a certain amount of lines, and how that works we'll get to in a second. But we'll start with A-type, level 0, and you'll see that we have a well. This is called a well. It's your play screen, and pieces will start falling from the top of the screen. You can move them left and right. You can rotate them. Can't really tell this, but I can rotate them clockwise or counterclockwise, and I can push down and they'll fall faster. And the idea is that you want to arrange these pieces such that they complete a horizontal line on the screen. And there's only 7 possible shapes. They're all over there on the left. And that's really all there is to it. I'm gonna move this down here, create a horizontal line. It disappears, and then the rest of the lines will fall down to the bottom of the screen. And if you're careful, you can eliminate more than 1 line at a time, up to 4 with careful planning, which obviously I have not done. So I will probably not be able to show you what happens when you eliminate 4 lines at once. But you get a little fanfare, and it's very exciting. And of course the music is getting faster because I'm playing really poorly. I think I can do it. Bling bling. Okay, got the blinky screen, and that's pretty much it. That's Tetris. We're not going to go into any more detail than that. I think you've got a pretty good handle on how to play Tetris. If you reach the top of the screen, it's game over. And that's how you play Tetris. So I will. I'll pause it here. I'll put the next game in the series in. We'll see how to play that, and hopefully this will start to make sense in a few minutes. All right, now we have Dr. Mario, and you probably didn't know Mario was a doctor. Neither did anybody else until 1990 when this game came out, and then Mario decided that he was going to go to medical school. We're going to press start. Now this game is kind of similar to Tetris in really only 2 ways. One is that the playfield takes roughly the same squarish shape, although this time it's going to look like a giant medicine bottle, and things fall from the top of the screen. And that's pretty much it. I'm going to play on low speed just because I'm demonstrating. I'm going to play it on demonstration speed. So now you'll see we have viruses that are 3 different colors, and we have mega vitamins that are also different colors. I can move them around, I can rotate them around, and the idea is to line up 4 of the same color in a row, either 4, some combination of mega vitamins and viruses. And if you do that, they will disappear, and the idea is to clear the viruses, to clear all of them in the bottle. So we'll just put another, and if you're skilled enough, you can make some some chain reactions. You can do four mega vitamin pieces there. You can do it horizontally or vertically, but in the first stage, it usually makes a little more sense to do it vertically, and that really is the entirety of how you play Dr. Mario. It's a simple game to explain. It's maybe not a simple game to play, because as you get further into the game, the bottle gets filled with more and more viruses that you have to eliminate. I'm going to make a little chain reaction here, and of course, it can also be 2 viruses and 2 mega vitamin pieces, just like that. Boy, this game does not want me to fail. If you manage to fail, even I try to fail, I can't at this. Okay, to be fair to me, I'm not that great at this game. It's just that I'm getting very lucky on level 1 here. Pill bottle fills up to the top. The viruses win. Dr. Mario loses. And that's pretty much how you play Dr. Mario. I know this was a very short segment, but the rules of Dr. Mario are not that complicated. So we're going to pause this here, and then we're going to come back and we'll start the analysis of Tetris 2. All right, finally, we have arrived at Tetris 2. Tetris 2 is one of those games that there were 2 different ways that companies, in my experience, tried to capitalize on the ridiculous popularity of Tetris. And one was to make games that used just the word something tris, like there was Hatris and Word Tris, and those games were not very good. And then there was also Nintendo's strategy of slapping the word Tetris on things. There was Tetris 2 and Tetris Attack, which I think were the only 2. But they didn't really have that much to do with Tetris. But we'll jump into it here. 1-player game. We're going to start on low so I can explain as we go along. Round 1, music type A. Sure, that's fine. We have a little archaeology theme going here. And you'll see we've got these things that are sort of like, they look sort of like the viruses from Dr. Mario. And the pieces are not necessarily connected. They don't look like traditional Tetris pieces, although some of them do. I just am getting unlucky in drawing them here. And the ones that are disconnected, you can rotate them independent or move them independently once they have touched something. And you saw that whenever you get 3 of the same color in a row, they'll disappear. And there's a familiar Tetris-shaped piece. And it may be tough for me to demonstrate on here, but creating a horizontal line doesn't do anything. That doesn't actually clear anything. The idea, what you're supposed to do, and which I'm really kind of failing at right now, is to, like I say, line up 3 of a kind, and you can defeat these garbage blocks that look kind of like those viruses we saw in Dr. Mario. But the real goal is to clear the ones that are at the bottom, the ones that are flashing. And I've made a really, really bad mess out of this, so it'll be interesting to see if I can solve my way down to where I need to go. So far, it's not looking good. And you might notice that it's a little bit different from the other Tetris game in that the disconnected pieces there they'll fall down. Gravity will bring them down. More like the Dr. Mario experience. Now there is something that is possible. I don't know if I'll be able to do it. If you can manage to line up 6 blocks of the same color, something happens. I don't know if I may have screwed this up just too much to do that, but we'll see what I can do. We'll see if I can rescue this, if I can pull this out of the fire here. So far, it's not looking great. No, that's not what I want. Okay. That might work. All right, I need to get 2 more reds. If I can get 2 more reds, get 6 in a row, you do like this flash, and all of the pieces that you've dropped that are that same color will disappear, which helps greatly in a situation where I've just been kind of trying to explain and talk about how this game works. So now it's going to be a little bit easier for me to get down to that green piece down there. And that's not going to work. And this if I can disconnect this little green piece from that, do it down there, eliminate the flashing green piece, and there we go, round clear. I'm going to try to do this again a little more quickly without hopefully blowing it. So that should eliminate the flashing green one, which eliminates all of the other green garbage blocks, but not the green Tetris pieces. I don't know what they're called in this game. They're like Tetraminos in the mainline Tetris games. I don't really know what they're called in this one. And I guess I can just do that, and that'll get rid of that, solve the level. And if you solve fast enough, you should get a clear bonus. I got 1,000 points. Good for me. And that's pretty much it. There's a little bit more strategy here that I guess we won't need to go into, but I hope you enjoyed this very quick synthesis of going around your elbow to get to your wrist. I know it kind of seems like we took a circuitous path to get here, but I thought it was important to see how Tetris and Dr. Mario worked, so we could see a game that is kind of like both of them combined. If you get a chance to play this game, I would recommend it. It's very weird. It's very different, and it was available for, I think, the Game Boy, the NES, and the Super NES. Kind of hard to find. If you can find it, I would give it a shot. But anyway, I appreciate you watching me take you on this voyage, and I'll see you again in the next one.